My name is Steve. Welcome to my shop. This video I'm going to be doing a little fabrication project. I don't do a lot of fabrication, mostly machining, but every once in a while duty calls. I belong to a museum. We're a conglomerate of about 10 museums on an old military base. It's called InfoAge, and I have talked about it before. I'm a volunteer there, and I'm also a trustee for the umbrella corporation that administers the entire museum. And I'm guesstimating about 30 acres under our control, and so security is always an issue. We've got a group on campus that has been setting up security cameras, and we've got them in buildings and all over the campus. We've picked up some remote control camera mounts, and this will be hooked up through a Wi-Fi system so that it can be administered from anywhere that we have Wi-Fi available. And this is also can turn and tilt the cameras so that if we do have an issue, we can kind of zoom in on it, if you will. These are going to be mounted on 2.5-inch pipe, and I am in the process of making the mounting plates. I've actually already started this project before I videoed this opening segment, so as I go through the project, you'll see some video that seems to be maybe a little out of sequence or whatever. Anyway, I've got to measure the base on this, and I've got some steel plates that I've already cut out. I'll include the video of that. This is 1/4-inch steel, and I'm going to lay it out to mount this camera base. working with 1/4 inch thick A36 structural steel. Had a very heavy coat of mill scale on it, and I started grinding it off, and it was just taking way too much effort and time. So I did a little bit of research, and I found that if you soak it in distilled white vinegar, it removes the mill scale. So last night I dumped it in a bucket with about a ½ gallon of distilled white vinegar, and this morning I washed it off with hot water, and the mill scale scrubbed right off with just a little scrubby. So I'm all ready to lay it out. The whole pattern is 5 1/4 inches on center. So I'm going to some layout dye. You don't need to see me brushing layout dye for the next 10 minutes, so I'll bring you back when I'm done. My plate is 7 inches square, so I've marked the center of 7 inches here. I use my square to scribe a center line. The center to center distance on the bolt pattern is 5 1/4. Yeah, that's about right. So I'm going to take and mark one with the prick punch. Now I'm going to set my dividers at 5 1/4. Okay, it's 5 1/4. Just measure that. Just double check myself. So there's 5 1/4. Now what I'm going to do is a little geometric construction here. Okay, so the line that connects these two intersections will be perpendicular to my original line. So now I will go half of my 5 1/4, which would be 2 5/8. So that should measure 5 1/4, which it does. I reset my divider at 5 1/4, And so that's 5 1/4 apart. That's 5 1/4 apart. So now what I'm going to do, just to check and see whether make sure that I'm square, I'm going to reset the dividers. And just go around the outside. Perfect. And now I'm going to take my regular center punch and go ahead and center punch the Okay, I'm going to do the other one, and then we'll come back when we're ready to drill. I've got the plate mounted in the milling machine. I've got a 3/8 spotting drill, and I have zeroed out my DRO. Alright, let's see if I can reach this other. Actually, I don't think I can reach that hole. Let's try it. Don't think I have enough travel. No, I don't. So I'm going to go to the center, which is 2 5/8, which is 622.625. Let's see if that looks right. Yeah, that looks right. And now I'll go to 625 in this direction. Looks right. And I'll go to 625 on the other side of 0. Okay, while I've got it set up there, I'm going to put my 3/8 drill in and drill those holes. going to drill the other plate, and I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. I'm going to deburr it with my Noga deburring tool. Get them all cleaned up and ready to weld. It's not the prettiest weld in the world, but it's got good penetration and it'll hold. Now to do the second one. There's the second one, all done, ready for primer. Pretty happy with that weld, considering the fact that I don't weld too often. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Yeah, they're all finished up. Got some etching primer on them. Loaded in the truck and ready to deliver.